This is the viral mini keychain camera that is going mega viral all over TikTok. But the problem with TikTok is we never get a full good review. Obviously, it's like 60 seconds. So that's where I come in. I test the viral TikTok tech products in my series called the TikTok Tech Busters to see if they're actually good. And I already know that you guys are thinking of some products you're like, I wish I had a review of them. Leave them in the comments and I will review them. And as always, if you're interested in buying by the end of this video, which you could be or you could not be, we'll see. I'll have the most reliable and cheapest link in my description if you want to check that out. All right, let's get into the review. All right, so this is the box that it comes in. The box is actually tiny. Like in comparison, this is my phone, like twice the size of this thing. Opening it up right away, it looks like you get the camera right away. Very nice. Okay, here's the actual size of the camera. Wow, this thing is pretty tiny. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of crazy. You get a keychain in the box right here. You also get a charging cable. Looks like it's the very dated micro USB. You also get a USB drive. It looks like some type of drive. And then you also get a little lanyard, a manual, and then also a micro SD adapter. So the SD card comes pre-installed already right here. So I got the mini camera right here, and this is how big it is. This thing is like actually tiny. Like look at this thing. This is it compared to an iPhone 15 camera. Like, it's very tiny. It's probably the size of the whole camera unit. Obviously, it is kind of wide, as you can see right there. But the whole thing consists of, right here, we have the spot for the SD card. And then we have a micro USB charging port right here. And then we have, so you got the power button right there. And then you have two up and down arrow buttons right here. And then there's a little LED right here on the front, and then there's a screen on the back. So it's like super duper simple. But they say it's supposed to give that vintage look. So we're gonna put the SD card in there, and I actually wanna start recording next to my Canon M50 right here. So all you gotta do is you click and hold. It powers up. We get the little light on the front. All right, so now I'm recording. See right there? All right, it's hard to tell, but it's recording right now. But the LED actually flashes when it's recording. So we're gonna put it right above the camera right here. All right, here we go. So now we're recording on both the Canon M50 and then the mini camera, and this is the quality you can expect. I really don't know what it can see, how big the field of view is. It says that it shoots in 1920 by 1080, which is 1080p. I kind of doubt that. We'll have to test it out, but it's super interesting. I definitely, we're gonna put this on my keychain and I'm gonna bring it out for a day and see what it's like to use this thing. It's gotta be able to fit in my pocket and not get just destroyed by my keychain. So I got my keychain right here. All I got is a key to my office right here. I have a AirTag, car keys, and then consecrated oil vial. And so I just need to, I'm gonna put this on my keychain, and it has this little plastic hook. So I'll have to see how well it holds up in my pocket and if it'll actually break. All right, slip that on. Now I got it on my keychain. It's definitely like not the smallest thing on your keychain. Like obviously you see it's like probably the size of all my other stuff combined. But I mean, it is a camera, so what can you ask for? All right, so it's my pocket. It bulges out just a little bit, but really not bad. We're gonna take it around the day and see how it lasts. See if this will stay on my keychain, because this is kind of fun. I kind of like it. All right, so I want to give you guys a full POV of what it's like to own this camera. So I'm walking outside, I have the Apple Vision Pros on, and you just whip it out of your pocket, just like this. And see how tiny this camera is? It's actually kind of crazy. Then you power it on with the top button right there. It says welcome, and then boom, you are ready to shoot. You're taking some pictures right here. All you do is click that same power button. You can see through that tiny display. Obviously in the sunlight, it gets a little bit darker and you can't see it as well, but that's just to be expected with most LCD displays. If you want to shoot a video, all you do is hit the side arrow up. That enables you to shoot a video. We're trying it out inside. As you can see, the display is a little bit brighter. You can see a little bit better. Hit that button right there to take a picture, and then you click up, and then all of a sudden you are recording. Boom, just like that. Hit a little POV. See what it looks like. It is an amazing little device, honestly. I'm very impressed at what it has to offer. Like, look at that thing. That thing's tiny. It's recording. As you can see, it has a little flickering blue light on the top to indicate that it's recording. Overall, this thing is crazy. I kind of like it a lot. Okay, while I show you some of the footage that I was able to get from yesterday of using the camera for the whole day, I'm just gonna slap you with all the specs that this thing has to offer. It shoots in 1080p resolution HD video, and it can record for 100 minutes So that's like an hour and 40 minutes on a single charge. That's honestly not a ton, but I mean, it's a tiny camera. What can you expect? It comes with an SD card already, so you can easily access it from the computer. All you do is pop the SD card out from the bottom and plug that thing into the computer if you need an adapter or whatever. It also does record audio with the video. One thing I have noticed is the audio doesn't exactly match up with the video sometimes, which is kind of annoying. And so that's something to take into account if you're looking at this thing. It also has 3 buttons, a power button, and then an up and down button, which help you navigate the UI. It pretty much has no water resistance, so I would not get this thing wet. It would probably break. And it's made completely out of plastic, which kind of adds to the touch of it. It makes it seem cool, but also it also uses micro USB to charge, so dated cable, but either way, doesn't matter. Still charging it. Okay, cool. Now that we got that out of the way. All right, so if you guys have questions about this mini camera, leave them in the comments. I love to help respond and answer these questions that you guys have. But overall, I used this mini camera for the last couple of days, and I am actually pleasantly surprised at how well it actually worked. Honestly, it says an hour and 40 minutes of battery life, which doesn't sound like a lot. Honestly, it's like, oh, that thing's gonna be cooked in an hour. But like, you're just turning the camera on to shoot the shot, then you're turning it off. You're not like you're leaving it on for an hour and 40 minutes. So like, I didn't even have any problem with the battery life in the last couple of days. I still have 2 bars on there. It shows the battery through the 3 bars, and I'm still at 2 bars after a couple of days. Like, I'm very impressed with how well it's keeping the battery, because basically I just turn it on and then it records for a second and then I turn off. It's like, it's that simple. But the screen is actually tiny. Like, I wouldn't be using this thing a ton because it's just so small. It's not really the easiest to review shots either, so it kind of does give that disposable camera vibe, and you have to use the SD card to put it on the computer. So honestly, it's kind of a good little mix between a digital camera and like a disposable camera. I think it's kind of like the perfect mix, and it's so tiny as well. But like, if you're reviewing the footage like on the camera, it's really hard to tell how good the pictures are until you get it on a computer. It's so tiny. Then, well, once you're done shooting for the day or whatever, all you do is pop the SD card out of the bottom, put that into your computer. And if you don't have a computer or whatever, you can get an adapter for an SD card for your phone. They're pretty common. If you want, I can link one in the description. It's honestly kind of like a happy medium between a disposable camera and a digital camera. Honestly, I highly recommend it. You get that cool retro vibe of a camera, but you don't have to develop the shots. So like, in conclusion, should you buy this or not? Honestly, for 30 bucks, like, this thing is a steal. I honestly, the nostalgic shots look really cool. I honestly highly recommend it. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. Like, if this thing sucks, I'm gonna tell you. But like, this thing does not suck. It's actually really good. There are some things I do worry about in the future. Like, I don't know how long this thing will actually last. It's made of plastic. It's not the highest quality, but I mean, if you take care of it and you don't chuck it around like it's a piece of crap, I'm sure it'll last for a long time. So I'd recommend it. And so yeah, if you want to check it out, links in the description for the best price and the most reliable source. But yeah, anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to comment other ones I should check out. Peace.